If you want to learn how to manage your monthly income effectively, if you want to know what to do on payday when your money comes into your account in order to manage that income effectively, and also hints and tips on how best to use things like cash to make the most of your spending, then this video is absolutely for you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you are watching. Welcome to Money Made Magic. If you've not been with us before, my name's Suzanne, and this is where we talk about all things budgeting, being careful with your money, and all sorts of other budgeting related things. Today I'm going to talk about what I do on payday, how I manage my budget, and hope that you get some hints and tips from that. So what we're going to do is have a look at my budget, and then what I'll do is I'm going to take you through how I cash stuff my envelopes, and then we'll look at how we actually plan for the month in terms of the rest of the spending. Let's have a look at that. So I'm going to take you through what I do when I start to think about how I allocate my money over the month. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is my income, and I'm going to write this down on this budget sheet. So what I get paid, I've just had a pay increase, so it's quite difficult to remember. So let's put pay in there, and the amount, I actually got quite a bit more than I expected because we've had a pay increase. But I'm going to put my regular pay in. I'm going to disregard the pay increase because I want to do something with that that's different to the monthly plan. So what I would normally do is write what comes in, and that, I think that is around, it was around 1,920. And then I also get the second pay, which comes in around the same time of the month, which is 480. So that gives me £2,400 there. That's going to come in. And then what payout, I always work out what goes out direct debit. That includes my rent, my council tax, my utility bills, all my minimum credit card payments. It includes things like water rates, a TV licence, my car insurance, so all those things that come out of a direct debit. And that, and it's give or take a few pounds because things have gone up and some things have come down because I've been decreasing my credit card, so my credit card payments are starting to come down. So that's outgoings. That is around £1,555. That leaves me a balance of, leaves me with about £745. £745, let's put that there, £745. So that's my balance. So with that balance, what I need to do is work out how much I'm going to need to use to live on, which is things like my fuel, my food, what I spend on meeting friends and things like that, and you know, going out for lunch with my mum, which is a regular thing. So let me take you through what those are. I usually spend around £140 a month on food. So let's put food in there at £140. I need about £40 worth of fuel. Now, the fuel is has been paid for. I bought that earlier in the week, so we're paid, but I have to remember that that's come out of my account. I have to travel through a tunnel twice a week, and it costs me £2.16 per time, so there and back, because it's work, so I've got a return journey as well as an outward journey, is £4.30 £32 or something like that a day, which is huge, and I really despise paying it, but there we are, I have to pay it. So I budget about £50 a month for the tunnel, because I don't just go to work. I go 2 days a week into the office, but I also have to go through that tunnel to go visit my family. So that will have to be factored in, but that comes out of the account, so I need to factor that in before I draw any cash. Yesterday I had a treat day, bit of a treat day for me. I'd not done this for ages. I did get my hair cut, which was £57, which has come out of the account already because I paid with a card. And I also had a coffee and a cake. I didn't spend a lot on my lunch. I think I spent £1 on a sausage roll. But I went for a coffee and a cake, which was £6.99. Not a bad deal really for town centre for me. And I went and had a look around the shops, and I bought myself a few things. Some of them were health care things, so some really good toothpaste and some little interdental brushes and things like that. But I also bought myself a couple of pair of cheap jeans, and I've not had any new jeans for ages. My old ones are just looking a bit ragged. So I've had a treat. So I reckon I've spent about £50 on that treat day. So I'm going to put that in there. So all of those have to be factored in out of that £745. The other thing that I need to factor in is my coffee budget. Yeah, let's not forget the coffee budget. My goodness, that's a really important thing for me. I might do another video just on the coffee budget, because I think it gets talked about quite a bit. And it isn't just coffee, you know, it's all sorts of things, like if I've got to go meet someone and I'm not able to go pack a lunch or whatever. Sometimes I like to go out with my mum, and I like to be able to pay my turn when we have lunch out. And I sometimes like to just go and sit and have a coffee somewhere and chill out, you know. And I don't have a lot of a social life, so it is my social life, the coffee budget, and I always give myself £40 for that. So the £40 coffee budget, even though it's more than coffee. I'm going to the dentist this month, so that's got to be factored in. I'm not sure how much I've got to pay. I don't know whether I need any treatment. I'm going to factor £45 in. Maybe more, might be less. It's £25 I think for a consultation, but I've got a sore tooth. I might have to have something done. It might be more than that. So I'll draw that in cash. Oh, I always have a sundries budget. What sundries, miscellaneous, call it what you like. That's £10, that's £20 normally. That's for things like if I've got to go park the car somewhere and I've got to pay for that. When I go to the dentist I have to, for example. When I go into the little town centre here where I live, I sometimes have to pay for car parking, and I can't get away from that. I also do normally factor in health and beauty, but I think I've pretty much done my health and beauty stuff for this month, so I'm not putting anything in for that. The other thing I've got in, it is June coming up, isn't it? The other thing I've got in June is a birthday and Father's Day, so I'll want some money for gifts. So I'm going to put probably about £60 in for that. I may be going out with my daughter this month if she does come up, so I'm going to allocate myself £50 for her coming up, you know. I don't say that often, but I might not spend that. We are going out. She's got tickets to go and see something for us, so she's paid for the tickets, so it's only right that, you know, I make sure I've got enough food in to feed her, and we sometimes go out or have a takeout or something, so it'd probably be ice creams at the beach and all that kind of stuff. I'll put £50 in. I probably won't spend that much. It's quite a lot really to come out this month, I think. So I have to factor all those in before I can think about what I might pay off a credit card. Again, I'm not sure what I'm paying off my credit card this month. My income stream, this one, the £480 one, is not guaranteed to go ahead beyond June, which means I'm holding on to any spare money in case I've got to try and replace that income. So that's quite an issue for me. I've also got a £500 tax bill that needs to be paid at the end of July, so I'm very aware of that. So I'll just add up what I need to pay out. So calculating all that up, it's quite an expensive month. It's a lot more expensive than an ordinary month. Things like my daughter's visit, birthdays and Father's Day, the dentist, having had my hair done and a treat day, have all mounted up. So what that means is I'm going to have to draw £310 out in cash. I'm going to have to do that in a couple of different stages because they only let you have £250 or something at a time, which is really frustrating when you're trying to budget. But I've got to account for £242 of the other things that have gone, like the fuel, the things that will go, like the tunnel money, the fact that I've paid for my hair, that I had a treat day, and all of and the dentist's fee lying in there somewhere. So that's quite a big spend. That's £552 altogether, on top of what comes out on the bills. That's a lot of money this month. It leaves me with around £193, which is it's not really free money, is it? It's not spare money. It's what I should be paying off my credit card, but actually I really don't make that payment because I don't know what's going to happen beyond June, and I don't know what's going to happen with this regular £480 income. If that gets reduced, or if that stops, which it may do, I really am going to have to rethink how I do my budget, but that's okay, we can cope with that. So that's what I do on payday. I go through and work out exactly what I need to pay out, what I need to pay where. What I'll do is I'll draw as much cash as I can, and then that gets put into these little envelopes, and we'll do that once I've got some cash. What I need to do is sort out what's left over from last month. Not a great deal. There is a £5 there in groceries. What I normally do is say that I'll pay that back in to one of the funds, just so that I don't have to pull as much out of my account. So we'll have a look at that. I might put it into the gifts pouch. So I'll do that with you when I get some cash, which will be coming up shortly. But that's the first thing I do when I get paid, is I work out exactly what's coming out of my account or thereabouts. It's never an exact science to the penny, I don't think, because things like council tax has just gone up, and the credit card payments, the minimum payments are slightly different every month. So that's what I do, and that's what I would advise anybody else to do, is to sit down and do that before you spend anything if you can. Unfortunately for me yesterday, I couldn't do that before I went out and did, my little treat day, because I work full time and I wasn't able to just sit down and work things out. So hopefully that's helpful. So just to finalise what I do on budget day, here's a little bit of cash stuffing for you. So I need £140 into groceries. So that is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. And that's got to go into my grocery budget for the month. So that lasts me for 4 weeks. Pop that in. Notes do fit in here. Somebody, I know one of you commented, did they fit? There they are, look nice and neat. I needed £20 in miscellaneous. Did say £20 in miscellaneous. I've already got about £10 now. I'm just going to put 10 in. I worked out a lot of change, so I've got £10 in miscellaneous, which is for the car parking and things. I don't need anything for fuel. That's in the bank. I don't need anything for beauty and personal care. I do need my £40 dining out coffee budget. So that's 20, 40, that's for the month. that up. I don't need anything for health and well-being because I've spent some things already. But what I do need is £60 for gifts. Now, because the bank only lets me draw so much out, I've decided to leave this amount in the bank. And some of you also mentioned not carrying a lot of cash about. So until I go gift shopping, I'm just going to pop in there a little ticket that says £60, and it says £60 and it's in the bank. So I know I've got £60 and that's in the bank. But I will draw that out later in the month when I go gift shopping. And also I've got £50 that I want to spend when my daughter comes. So I'm going to put that just in this back pocket here. It hasn't got a label. So I'm just going to pop that in there. So it reminds me that there is some money set aside. On top of what we have already budgeted in case we need to do an extra meal out or what have you. There's that extra £10 that I was going to put in the sundries budget. I may just put that in the healthcare budget there, just because I might need, I don't know, some extra bits and pieces like shampoo and things, because I don't normally get those off my groceries. So that's the cash stuffing, and that's the final bit that I do when I get paid. So that money's in there and I don't overspend on that. The £140 grocery money, sometimes I go do a big shop, sometimes I do little shops. You might have seen I've really enjoyed doing the little shops. Like I like going once a week and getting the bargains. I think that's fun. Oh, well, not my usual position. I know I'm normally sat over at my desk. I did record something, but for whatever reason it didn't record any sound, so I'm going to have to do it again. And I just haven't got the energy to get back up there at the desk. So here we are. So that's the end of the budget for the month, our budget, and with the cash stuff in as well. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did like that, please give us a like and a subscribe. That always does help the channel. And I have really enjoyed having you with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.